So it looks like we might have a change coming in the city of Detroit. Very similar to how Isaiah Buggs did a few weeks ago, coming from Jerry Jacobs' Twitter account 2.5 hours ago, says, "Thank you, Detroit." Now, I said, without even really thinking, I went into like creator mode and was wondering who's coming on the team. So I said, who are we making room for? Houston? And then, got a little bit of blowback from that. But I didn't mean to come across as condescending or didn't want to say thank you and all that stuff. But I don't know. Unlike most of y'all, I'm not emotionally attached to these players. I'm not. So I just keep it a buck. And Jerry Jacobs was not a number 2. Of course, I'm not happy anybody loses their job because that would just make me evil. And I'm not that. But these guys don't have regular jobs. Somebody in the comment section was like, what a bonehead thing to say to a guy who just lost his job. Hello? Jerry Jacobs is an NFL player. He's got stacks upon stacks, even if they little stacks. He's got more than probably most of us. I think he's going to be okay. And I'm looking at a team perspective. Anyway, Jerry Jacobs thanking Detroit. What does that mean? Is that like Isaiah Buggs, that he's going to be waived very soon? Now, I waited until 4 o'clock. I did not see anything from the Detroit Lions Twitter account. I did go check before I made this video. It could come out a little later. Usually they drop those things between 4 and 5-ish or so. It could come out a little later than this. But if they are doing that, they're probably making room for James Houston. That would be my guess, because I believe that the other 2 spots that they had before from Isaiah Buggs, and it was somebody else that they waived as well, that Anthony Fursker, that this is making room for James Houston. That would be my guess. It could be something else. It could be somebody already on the roster, or it could be something that somebody else. It could be Tyson Alualu or something like that. But seeing how that James Houston is this is now, we have started week 2, right, of his 21-day window, which means that he is in the end of that. So he's either got to play this game or be elevated by this time next week if we go forward. And based on the timing of this, I would have to say that it is because of James Houston that this is happening, because James Houston season could be over. And if he is indeed ready to play, this could be the last stop for the Detroit Lions, James Houston's last stop. He said he's been ready for a while. The Lions always go slow with all of this stuff. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was pretty expedited, it seems like, and I wonder if he had a lot to say about that, but they went slow with Hendon Hooker. They went slow with James Houston. I mean, they go slow. That's what they do. Aleem McNeil, I think, was a precautionary thing. Like it wasn't, okay, he needs to be on IR. We're going to put him on IR to let him heal, but also free up a roster spot. So Jerry Jacobs saying thank you, Detroit, that usually means that he's on his way out. And of course, when that happens, we'll update you of the situation. And then we'll probably get in that same update from the Detroit Lions that the person that was brought in, and that's probably going to be James Houston. So give me your thoughts below. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean. I saw these guys are human. They are human, and I'm not trying to be that guy. I don't want to be, I'm not talking about them from a human perspective. And I guess sometimes it can come across that they're just objects or they don't mean anything, and that's not true. They are human beings before they're anything else. And I'm not trying to be mean to them or anything like that, but I run a business, right? I'm in the business of talking about the Detroit Lions from a team standpoint. And unlike some of you, I mean, I could have an emotional attachment to players. If Jared Goff leaves, I'm going to be sad. And I'm going to look and watch them play at other teams when I watch those teams play football. But a little part of me would be a little sad. But I have to keep it going. I have to keep it going because my concern is the Detroit Lions and making my team better. Doesn't mean that I don't appreciate what the person did. And, I feel like we already know what Jerry Jacobs is. He's a great story. He's a phenomenal tackler, but he's a penalty machine. And I'm just the one to say that that's the case. Has nothing to do with him as a person or him as a human being. It has everything to do with him on the football field. I mean, I could be, some of you think I'm this crazy person on the internet, but you don't even really know me, right? So Jerry Jacobs saying thank you, Detroit. It's all but saying goodbye. What do you think this means? Do you think Jerry Jacobs will be waived, or is that on the agenda? Or why do you think he said this? Just Is he going to be out this game and thinks that it could be the last game that he's played for the city of Detroit? Let me know. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.